Hello, and welcome to this edition of the Happiness Chronicles. My name is Shawn Gibson, and this week we're going to be doing something a little bit different. This week I'm going to be telling you a story, a fable as it were, with a moral at the end. Our story starts far off in the north, where the birds are getting ready to head south for the winter. And one particular bird, well, he's more interested in playing and taking his sweet time than getting together with the rest of his flock and heading south. And before he realizes it, all his time of playing with the, shall we say, non-commuters have left him behind. His flock is taken off, and he finally realizes, wow, I better get going. Well, he takes off and starts flying south. Now, fortunately, he's not really concerned about getting lost because Mother Nature has given him a great little compass in his head and he knows where he's supposed to be going. But because he waited so long, he runs into a big storm. And this storm is cold and he is just freezing as he's flying along. But he figures he's okay. He's thinking about the beautiful warm beaches he's going to end up at. But little by little, he notices that this weather is so cold that he just can't even flap properly anymore. His wings just aren't moving. And now all of a sudden he notices he's losing altitude and he's falling closer and closer to the ground, and he's worried he's going to crash, and he's just really upset with himself. And as he gets really close to the ground with the last bit of strength, he just absolutely puts his energy in and bends his wings, and rather than crash land, he lands. A little rough, mind you, no great scores for landing, but he lands and he's safe, and he's sitting in this big field, and he's so cold, and he's got his wings around him, and he just starts thinking, wow, why didn't I do what I was supposed to do? I should have left earlier. Now I'm never going to see the beaches. And his eyes start to close and he starts to just drift off. And his knobby little bird knees, I guess they're still called knees even though they bend the other way, are just clicking together, and he's just almost frozen to death. And all of a sudden, as he's sitting there, he hears a noise and he looks up and a cow is going by him. Well, not exactly. A cow is going directly over him. And, well, as that cow goes by, as cows are known to do when they're out in a field, it lifts its tail and it drops a giant load of manure right on the little baby bird. Oh, the bird looks up, covered in manure from its neck on down. Thinks, how humiliating. I mean, bad enough I'm going to freeze to death, but now I'm in a pile of manure. This is terrible. Well, as it sits there and complains, after a couple of minutes it realizes that it's not cold anymore. He's not freezing to death. He's warming up. The manure is helping him to be warmer, and he starts thinking, wow, I'm going to survive. I'm going to get to go to the beaches with my friends. I'll need a really good bird bath and a really good cleaning, but I'm going to get to go and hang out with them. And he gets so happy. He starts singing and tweeting, and he's tweeting to the top of his lungs. He's so happy he's going to survive. Well, all of this commotion, it attracts the cat who lives in the local barn. And the cat starts looking over at the commotion, and he comes wandering over and he sees, wow, there's a bird in a big pile of manure. So he immediately, very carefully digs the bird out of the manure, looks at him, and promptly eats him. Well, I think at the beginning of this I promised you a moral to this story. Actually, there's 3 morals to this story. The first moral is anybody who comes along and drops a load of crap on you is not necessarily your enemy. And just as important, moral 2, just because somebody comes along and digs you out of that load of crap doesn't necessarily mean he's your friend. And third, and probably most important, if everything seems to be going your way and you're on a roll and everything is working out wonderfully, for goodness sake, keep your mouth shut. Anyway, thank you for playing along with us. I hope you'll join us again here on the Happiness Chronicles.